Alright, so we've got both players in here. We're going to be having a ZVP for our first matchup. It's going to be VeRx, the green Zerg, against bnYamonkey, the orange Protoss. Let's check. Alright. And we're about to get this match underway. This is our first match in the EndGameLive StarCraft 2 tournament, brought to you by Young and Reckless Clothing. And the countdown has begun. Alright, sorry, I just had to change the interface logos here. I actually just closed out of it. Alright, I'll load that after this game. So we've got VeRx spawning in the top right as our green Zerg. And we have bnYamonkey down here as our orange Protoss. Cross position spawns on this map. Protoss will like to see that. Zerg will probably go ahead and fast expand, probably a 14-15 hatch. Oh, we actually see an early pull out of Zerg's. bnYamonkey looks like you'll probably be going with a Forge expand. It's pretty standard for Protoss in this matchup. Now he is scouting this, so he's going to see this early pool here. I believe he does. Yes, he does see the pool, so he knows the timing of this. VeRx has yet to expand, sitting on 16 supply right now. Hasn't begun to mine gas either, so the timing for speedlings will be off at this point. bnYamonkey feels pretty safe. Actually goes Nexus first. No Forge here. Looks like we'll be seeing one soon. And there it is. Now, if VeRx can get his Zerglings out quick enough, it looks like he will be able to get there before the wall off. bnYamonkey knows, so he is waiting to drop that cannon down as soon as the Forge is complete. We've got a few Zerglings out on the field, and there's our expansion from our Zerg player. A little late. It'll be interesting to see if he can catch up economically here. I'm not expecting too much of an early aggression from VeRx without going for gas. This is probably just an economic defensive spawning pool here. He'll probably just drone up until probably drone up and then grab all 4 gas at once, going for a pretty heavy Makarov 2 base. We might see some sort of timing attack, possible Yitas. Zergling does not get into the base, so VeRx is pretty much blind right now. He has not seen what's in the main. He has seen the wall, seen the single cannon, and there's a little spot right there for Zerglings to come through. But without speed, they won't make it past that cannon, so it's really no concern to bnYamonkey. Let's see, if we check the units tab, we have 23 drones, 23 probes, and we're seeing the transfer now to the natural. Nice little timing there by VeRx. bnYamonkey's throwing down a cybernetics core, still on 1 gateway. This could develop into a Stargate build, as is popular on Chikuris against Zerg. If you get a couple early Phoenixes out, it could really disrupt the Zerg by supply blocking them. bnYamonkey tries to send a probe into the main of VeRx, but is taken down by 2 queens. I like this opening here by the Zerg. As you see, he's grabbing all 4 gases pretty quickly after the transfer to his natural. This is going to give him a pretty big economic boost going into the lair tech. We haven't seen him stem off of his spawning pool yet. No Roach Warren, no Banelings. So you can expect to see a straight tech to Mutalisks, possibly Infestors, although if he was going Infestors, I think he would have dropped a Roach Warren by now. Harvesters are still pretty much even. We're not seeing very much in terms of units. VeRx has a pretty nice view of the map right here. He's controlling both Xel'Naga towers with a pair of Zerglings, and the Overlords are moving into position. A nice scouting route here. He's going to be able to see if there are any hidden bases in the main of bnYamonkey. But what we are seeing here, we're seeing some very heavy gateway play here. This is a this could be a 2-base timing with Immortals. Oh, we're actually seeing a Warp Prism first here by bnYamonkey. This is interesting, with the main of VeRx very much undefended. We could see a pretty nice little drop here with standard gateway units. I love this play right here. bnYamonkey's going to be able to get into the main. He's going to see double Evo. He sees they're both researching. He hasn't seen any tech buildings yet. There's no... Oh, there's the Spire. I'm not sure if he's seen that yet or not. He has not. With the double Evo, he might not be expecting a Spire here. He could be expecting more of a ground army, maybe a Roach Infestor Hydra type deal. But like I said, he has not seen that Spire yet, so that could come into play later. As for VeRx, let's see. VeRx has seen the gateways. Has not seen the Twilight Council yet. This could possibly lead to Blink Stalkers. I know a lot of Protoss players like to have an Observer or a Warp Prism on the high ground, and then blink the Stalkers out into the main and just get past the natural altogether. We'll see if that happens at some point in this game. Both players still on 2 base right now. About 9 minutes in. We expect to see the Zerg try and take a 3rd here shortly, unless he's just going for some all-in 2 base. And there's the macro hatch, so this could very well be a pretty big push coming up by VeRx. Once his... Let's see. Oh, he's getting his 1 attack upgrades from his Spire. 1-1 is about to be completed for his ground units. I like that play so far. Hasn't really seen much of an army from bnYamonkey, and bnYamonkey's just now starting to move out. The Zealot has been surrounded by Zerglings. They will not let that Xel'Naga tower go easily. Although this Zergling's not so lucky. He's about to get picked off by a sizable group of Stalkers and a couple sentries there. This Zergling didn't want to be a part of the fun. And so bnYamonkey has an Observer out now, hasn't rallied it anywhere, but we have a Warp Prism into the base. I'm not sure if that was a drop or what. I missed that one, but we do have a very large number of mutas onto the field right now, and it looks like VeRx is heading out with a pretty strong army right now. I don't think bnYamonkey's going to be ready for this. He's trying to get more Stalkers up as both players are trying to secure a 3rd base. Nice little group of mutas right here. They do not have their 1 attack upgrades yet, but some nice force fields and good blink micro by bnYamonkey, but it doesn't look like he's going to have enough units to take out these Mutalisks. He's warping in more Stalkers, and they're actually getting trapped inside their own force fields. The Mutalisks are just picking them off as the Zerglings, with their 1-1, are just picking apart these Stalkers. It's a very nice play here by VeRx, denying the 3rd with a great timing right there, and he's done enough damage to where I think he can back off at this point, unless he decides to do some harass into the main. The Natural's very well defended, but there are no cannons in the main. Oh, there's one at the mineral line. Bunch of Stalkers being pumped out now by bnYamonkey, and that's really what he needs to do at this point. With that blink micro, you can very easily take apart a Mutalisk army if you micro correctly. However, the massive amount of Zerglings is going to cause some problems for him later, as he won't be able to blink around them constantly. If we look in the production tab, we'll see what's on the way. We have a few more mutas, a couple probes coming out. VeRx did manage to get his third base down without any complications. So this is going to put bnYamonkey behind a little bit. We see he's down about 30 supply, which is common in a Zerg versus Protoss, but I don't think bnYamonkey, he doesn't really have a way to get out to his third base right now. The Zerg is doing a very good job of controlling the map, and this is a large number of Mutalisks. They can pretty much control any part of the map. Right now he's going to be looking for any possible third bases here or here. Observer checking to see if the timing on the Zerg's fourth, or if the Zerg is backdooring through the rocks, and he tries to set up his third yet again. So we have 16 Stalkers right now, and bnYamonkey has actually switched over to Templar tech. That's a smart play. He's going for Psystorm, so with a very, very large bio-light armored army, a couple good storms could destroy these Zerglings and Mutalisks, but VeRx is moving out. He's forced to cancel that Nexus yet again, so that is 2 times in a row that the third has been denied by VeRx, and bnYamonkey does not seem very happy about that. He even traps a probe in with a cannon. Does not want this third base to be delayed yet again, so he's taking all the necessary precautions to stop that. VeRx is he's not saturated on his third. He has 57 drones. He's actually being, let's see, if we check the resource tab, he is being, I want to say he's being out harvested right now, off of 3 bases. Oh, and here comes a big movement out here by our Zerg. He's going to engage his army here, but a couple very nice storms. Oh my goodness, that is going to take out the entire Zergling army. The Mutas dropped to very low health. I think bnYamonkey could play this aggressively and just push out, because, oh wow, this is a lot of spine crawlers. VeRx is being very well, he's doing a very good job of spreading his creep, staying on top of it, and keeping his spine crawlers out to the front of the map. This is going to slow down any sort of Protoss push. bnYamonkey's just going to try to pick at this, and it doesn't really do too much right there. So a nice little battle won there by bnYamonkey has brought him back closer into this game. The Archons are a nice tech switch right there, as we do expect VeRx to rely a little bit more on those Mutalisks. That splash damage is gonna be really effective, and we just now see the Hive tech coming from VeRx. Infestation Pit is down. I do not see any infestors out just yet. He may just be teching to Greater Spire, which would be a very good move at this point. Broodlords are exceptionally well against Archons. They take out those shields pretty quickly. A few Zerglings running in here. This is probably just for a little bit of scouting and harass. A fleet beacon going down for bnYamonkey. Switching over into, he's only got 1 Stargate. Still very heavy warp gate, and this is good scouting here by VeRx. He has seen virtually everything inside of the main. So you don't want to be listening to that Protoss announcer. VeRx does a very nice job there, taking out the pylons to these gateways. Although that was a pretty successful harass there with those Zerglings. Did what he could. Those are pretty much expendable units. We do see bnYamonkey going for his 4th now, slightly delayed, and the Mutas. I think VeRx does know about this base, but he's just gonna wait. This is a pretty good amount of cannons here. Could probably deal with that Mutalisk army just fine, with a couple Stalkers warped in. VeRx has also completed his 4th base. So both players doing a pretty decent job with their macros. If you look at the production tab, we do see that this is actually an Ultralisk tech here for VeRx, and he's staying on top of his upgrades. He's actually going for 3/3 melee attacks and armor, and as well as Ultralisk armor. And we do see Pathogen Glands, so we are going to see some Infestor and Ultralisk play here. But we also see a Mothership coming out from bnYamonkey. This is a this is a very interesting first game, I will say. Both players pretty even in supply. We have 136, 149, as you can see on the screen. VeRx is doing a good job, I feel, of really controlling this map. He's been methodically spreading his creep the entire game. He's pushed out to about halfway across the map now, so he's really not going to be surprised by anything, and I think bnYamonkey's okay with that. I think he feels that if the longer this game goes on, the better chance he has of actually catching up. Here comes a little cluster of Mutalisks here, flying in, going to do some harassment, trying to take out some pylons. As he does, that is a large number of Mutalisks to take out one pylon, and he's going to try to run away without losing too much. Just loses one Mutalisk there. If we look at the units lost tab, we will see that, let's see, where is... Okay, so my units killed isn't showing up, but we have units lost here. About even. Zerg has lost a considerable amount more units. Same amount of resources. VeRx has also been doing a really nice job of controlling these Zelnaga towers with pretty much only Zerglings. The vision on his map is... He's doing a really good job of keeping up with that. bnYamonkey is now going for his 5th. He is really trying to build up that economy. He is a little behind on his upgrades at this point. As we see, level 3 weapons just now being researched. Does not have ground armor 1 yet at all. That could become a factor later in this game. As we do see these Zerg units are fully upgraded on the ground. Baneling speed is done as well. The Mutalisks do intercept that Warp Prism. Nice Overlord placement there, being able to see any potential drops coming from around the map. A lot of Protoss players like to send their dropships to the top of the map, across, and into the main. But VeRx not having any of that with this lone Overlord out here. Has a nice little view of the scenery on Shakira's Plateau. He does know about this 5th base, however, and it looks like the Mutalisks are going to be able to get here and clean this up. A lot of probes will be dying. This base could go down. I don't think bnYamonkey is going to be able to send his main army over there to stop this. VeRx could also possibly... Oh, nice storm there by... that was a little bit of a misclick. These storms are just doing massive damage to these Mutalisks. That could play a factor later in, and I think bnYamonkey realizes that if he can get these Stalkers in and blink them in time, there could be a ton of Mutalisks going down, and that is the case. Great micro there, loses the Nexus, but he does manage to take off a sizable amount of that Mutalisk cluster, and that could be somewhat significant going on into the later portions of this game, but I think VeRx thought that those Mutalisks were expendable at this point, as he is completely switching techs over. We see Ultralisks, Banelings, Zerglings. That is the build you want against a heavy gateway with no robo. We see no robotics play whatsoever out of bnYamonkey. We do have the Mothership. The Mothership has been on the board for quite some time, just saving up energy, cloaking the gateways. That's pretty important. You don't want the Zerg to be able to see your gateways when you're spawning units in. Showing off the Mothership there. That's pretty cool. I'm just going to stay on this for a little while. We do have the Zerg army moving out now, though. Sorry, I almost missed that. A lot of Ultralisks, a lot of fully upgraded Ultralisks. That is a scary, scary amount of Ultralisk. 47 Banelings we see on the map. High Templar, 6 of them. He's going to need some nice storms here to be able to carve up these Zerglings. If he can manage to blow up the Banelings before there's an engagement, the Protoss could somehow catch this up. We do see some overseers. He knows about the Mothership, and there's going to be an engagement. A couple nice storms there. Good blink micro, completely taking out the Banelings and the Zerglings before they're allowed to do anything. The Mothership taken down by these Corruptors, and the Ultralisks are just going to work. But they've all been taken down by the great Stalker play by bnYamonkey. That was beautiful micro. He had fewer units, but I feel like his unit comp was a little bit stronger there. The Ultralisks, fully upgraded as they were not able to actually focus any of these Stalkers because of the very good blink micro, and it looks like VeRx is down by a considerable margin now, and bnYamonkey could be able to end this game, although the wall of Spine Crawlers, the great wall of VeRx here, is going to slow it down for just a little bit. We see the 6th base being taken down by bnYamonkey. He's just going to try to clean up as much as he can. try to stop this creep spread and keep VeRx from really expanding out any farther than he already has. bnYamonkey maxed out right now. He's still sitting about 54 gatherers. His resources, if we see the income, it's still about even at this point. 61 is 54, just a little bit in favor of VeRx. We see the production. Another mothership coming out by bnYamonkey. He is certainly trying to put on a good game for our first match of the evening. We see a lot of blinks up here. There's an Overlord drop into the, what is it? This is the 5th base of bnYamonkey. Not too effective there. I think he's just trying to clear out some units. So he's not supply blocked anymore, but he will lose a few of these Overlords if he's not careful. A couple hundred minerals there. bnYamonkey's doing a really nice job with these blink stalkers. He's really controlled his side of the map. He's come out on top in every single big engagement so far. I really like his unit control. We see a drop in the main, although it doesn't do much. The Zerglings are there to clean it up. The Warp Prism is still in warp mode. I don't think he'll be able to warp anything on top of these Zerglings though. I did see a Dark Shrine earlier, but I haven't seen. I don't think I've seen any Dark Templars actually being used at just Archons for now. The mothership is out, and we do see 3 carriers with 8 interceptors each, so those are maxed out. The production tab, I'm not sure how many upgrades he does have. He has level 1 air weapons, no armor upgrades. So overall, I think VeRx has done a better job of upgrading his units. He's really been on top of his upgrades. Oh, we see an engagement here. Actually, we see a Stalker army taking out this 4th base, and he's going to be cut off here. He might be trying to bait him into this carrier army, which he does. I like this play. All of these Ultras are going to be caught out of position and just be torn up by these carriers if VeRx cannot get his Corruptors into position, which he doesn't. He decides to back off of that, which was the smart decision. bnYamonkey's positioning for these fights has been solid for the majority of the game. He really has been very cost effective with his units so far, and I feel like that's what you have to be as a Protoss player. You cannot. Oh, we see the mothership going into the main here. Not much anti-air. I feel like we're going to be seeing a mass recall into the main, which he does. All the units are cloaked. I don't see any Overseers. Some nice storms here by bnYamonkey onto the bulk of the army, but these Infestors dropping some nice fungals on the entire Protoss army might be able to clean this up. These Ultralisks are going to work on these Stalkers, but the carriers, let's see, it looks like the carriers are being destroyed here by fungals, and a few Corruptors are in the mix. They're going to work on that carrier. bnYamonkey losing pretty much everything there. Wow, so that did not go as planned for bnYamonkey. The mass recall into the main was very well defended by our Zerg player here. Job well done. Nice mix of very good fungal growths and some solid Ultralisk micro, if you could even call that micro. You just kind of run them to the spot where they need to attack things and they start slashing everything. These guys are tanks fully upgraded, and now we see our Zerg player moving out yet again. 31 minutes into this game, each player is still on 5 bases. The mains and the naturals have almost been completely mined out for both players. We see VeRx moving in here onto the 3rd base to the ramp of the natural with a lot of Ultralisks. He's not losing many, but these cannons are taking their toll. We see a lot of Zealots being warped in here with no charge. Surprisingly enough, we're 32 minutes into this game. I don't think that he had he thought he would be using a lot of Zealots, and we see a lot of Templars being morphed into Archons here. Supplies are pretty much even. Resources are pretty much even. We look at the units lost tab. 518 units lost for the Zerg, 195 lost for the Protoss. Still coming about even on resources. And the Zerg is coming in yet again with these Ultralisks. Some nice storms there. The Archons are destroying everything right now. This AoE is really getting to these Ultralisks. A very nice spread there. He's not letting the Ultralisks do the maximum amount of damage that they can. Some pretty good Corruptor micro there, but it doesn't matter if the Archons have shields. And you see VeRx there with the GG. That was his last stand. And bnYamonkey able to make the most out of his units. That was a pretty good game, I would say, to start off our EndGameLive StarCraft 2 launch tournament, brought to you by Young and Reckless Clothing. I'm sorry for